to Toffee TV. We just want to say before we start, thanks to Ladbrokes. They've started sponsoring us and the other channels in the Ball Street network. They're empowering fan channels like ourselves by just helping us out. So obviously we just want to say thank you. There you go. Thanks very much. Yeah. It's the Merseyside derby. Great. We love this, don't we? Why is it that they always roll round when there's like loads of different things happening? So obviously we've got the injury to Seamus Coleman. We've got injuries to Morgan Sneijder. We've got Man United on Tuesday. You know, why does it always seem like it can't just be like a straight fight? Because it doesn't feel like a straight fight ever, does it? It doesn't feel like a fair Queensberry rules fisticuffs. It feels like we've got one hand tied behind our backs and they're like mixed martial artists. Do you know what I mean? Why is it always like, well, is that just me? Is that just me? Is that just...
Is it our... Is
that just our paranoia?
Our inferiority complex.
I don't know,
it always seems to happen. I mean, before the last derby, I was like, wait till Balassi gets to use a Goodison because he always rips you apart. Hey, he's out for over a year. And then this one, I don't know. I mean, they've lost Lallana, which is a positive. Yeah, it's a positive, but we've lost 3 starters.
Well, we've lost... Right, I know these like quite negative things, but we've lost... Snadden looks like he's going to be out. McCarthy will be out. Coleman will be out, and that affects us more than people may, you know, understand. And you're going to be left with Gareth Barry playing centre midfield, which if it was at home, I still wouldn't not like it. But away,
he played at home in the second half. Hence, we ended up 40 yards further back.
But away from home, as we've seen against Spurs and Chelsea, it doesn't really work.
No.
Not with teams that press and want to get your eye up the pitch. And Liverpool, to be fair to them, they're good against better sides, and that's interesting to see how we set up. Will Koeman set up in a... Obviously he's going to have these 2 or 3 problems to deal with. Does he set up in a way and says, you know what, it's a big week? Not like a Moyes thing where he goes, do we just set up and go, we'll take a point here? Or does he do the opposite where he goes, well, we'll have a go? But then we've seen Martinez in his first derby where everyone was like, we're going to go into this and we're going to have a go now. But we had a couple of missing that night and we watched it on the Redmen this week. Yay. And we played Stones right back and then we played Alca. And instead of doing the simple things, which was like play Tony Abbott right back, play John Stones centre back and just be solid. No, it was we'll play out the back with Alcaraz and we'll play high up the pitch. Don't worry about all that space behind us. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting whether he says, no, I think we're good enough, even with a couple of changes, to go to Anfield and give them a good go.
It's hard, this one, because it is a stick or bust, isn't it? We've got, if we beat them, there's 3 points in it, which is unbelievable for a team that's having the season of their life, but also we were led to believe. I think we've had a very mixed season. To be able to go within 3 points off them if we win is incredible. A point would be a decent result because it keeps them close enough and that game's out the way. I know a lot of people will be going, no, we should be going at them, but that's great. If we would have had our full complement, I'd have been saying, let's get at these, because Sneijder will look after the midfield, you know, and we can... So I don't know, I mean, there's a few question marks. Do we go 3 at the back? And does he play, does he give it a game to the likes of John Joe Kenny? You wouldn't be flustered playing in a Merseyside derby, local lad, he'll know all about that. Playing on the right hand side, you know, with Mason going in alongside Jackson Williams, and try to cut down that space.
Yeah. What about,
do you know what I mean?
What about this suggestion that I seen today about playing 3 at the back?
No.
What?
No.
What am I going to say?
I'm going to say one of Snow White's fellas playing like wing back.
No, I was going to say Aaron Lennon playing right wing back.
There you go.
Could he not do that job?
No.
Why not?
Because he can't.
But he's got the pace. He's got the pace, right? Well,
he probably can do.
You can't deny he's got the pace, right? Actually, he does defensive work very well. To be honest, he does that better than he does the attacking stuff.
So there's no point to him.
But if you're playing as a wing back, and then I'm just saying, if you play a wing back and he's not the responsibility.
I remember him playing here against Reading in the cup when Ross got us out this shit. And he wasn't very impressive. He ran up and down and he worked hard, which is what you'll get from Aaron Lennon every single time. But he falls into the Delafeu thing for me, where he's had chances. He played against Norwich at home in the cup this season. I thought, go on, Aaron, get on, show us your way, and he was garbage.
All right, well, we're not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, so we're going to probably stick to a 4 at the back, aren't we? And it's probably going to be just Mason Holgate comes in at centre back.
That's what right back. That's what you'd think, but he might go and say, no, you know what, we'll go for 3.
Why though? Why would he do that?
Because
when he's been playing 4.
Because if we play 4 and then Gareth Barry goes in there with Garner, then your whole midfield, you're isolating Lukaku. Where Liverpool aren't strong at the back.
I understand that, but we didn't go to Spurs and play 3 at the back, and I think this is very much a similar game. We're going to Spurs. They're strong at home. They play a similar way. Probably you're right, Liverpool's midfield is where their strength is, because they don't really have a striker to call their own. They don't play with a striker as such. So, and if they do, he wants them to work. He wants them to be Marcus Benton, not
not Daniel Sturridge. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I think he'll just. It wouldn't surprise me if he just said, "Well, no continuity. We'll just play Holgate, who's played right back." And we called for it early in the season that Holgate played right back, because he started at right back and started very well, and he's played it right. And
I'm not saying he can't. He's excellent. He's been excellent there. And to be honest with you, he got dropped for Coleman when there's no way he should have been. And Coleman, the first 6 games, he stunk the place out. He got the odd goal, but he was terrible, and we were going, well, Holgate really shouldn't have been dropped. Seamus should have had to wait for his chance. Coleman's got better and better as it's gone on, of course, yes, but he's not here now, so there's no issue with Holgate playing right back. I haven't got a problem with that at all, but I'm just saying, the problem for me, if Schneiderlin was fully fit, or James McCarthy was fit, I'd be saying, leave the back 4, put Holgate in, leave them the sound, even with Jags. Yeah. Not a problem. Then in midfield, right, okay, we've got legs there. But now, because Gareth Barry, I'm thinking Tottenham, we played that 4 and he was in there, and we were all up, they just pressed us to death, we were all over the place. So I'm thinking, how can we affect the game differently by doing the same thing?
So is the real problem not the right back situation? The real problem is the centre mid situation.
To me it is.
Which kicks on to the centre defence situation, which then obviously becomes Holgate's problem, not Holgate's problem, but then becomes an issue where you play Holgate. Because you're right, because in the last few games, Schneiderlin sits in front of that back 4, and he can drop in, he sits, he dictates, he comes and gets the ball. He's aware, okay, made that mistake against Tottenham in association with the goalkeeper. But if you've got Barry in there, then suddenly you've got someone who gets, for me, he's too old to play now, because he gets caught too many times on the turn away from home against these teams who press high. We've seen against Chelsea, we've seen against Spurs, and that's the issue. And then, so if you've got 2 centre backs, like, well, pick any of the 2 centre backs, any of them, whether it's Jags and Williams, whether it's Williams and Holgate, Williams and Funes Mori, they want to give the ball to Schneiderlin when he's playing, so they'll want to give the ball to Barry, and that's where the issues arise, don't they? And that to me, you're right, that's the bigger problem going into this game, knowing that Liverpool are going to press us high. Okay, Lallana's not playing, that's good. Like, Henderson's still a doubt, so that's good, because they're the people going to be pushing. But then you've got
Firmino,
you got Firmino,
you got Coutinho will come in.
Will the other fellas,
Wijnaldum
does that job as good as anybody, and that's the worry, isn't it? That we've seen it, to be honest, 2 years ago when Jack scored the wonder goal. How many times did Barry get caught in that game? And that was 2 years ago. Pressing high.
That nearly won it for us.
Yeah, did, yeah. But trying to catch them. That to me, so what do we do about that?
I think I'd play 3. I think I'd play Holgate in. I think I'd play Kenny. It's a massive gamble, but I think he wouldn't be flustered by it. He's a local lad. Then in your midfield, I would have Garner, Tom Davies and Ross Barkley, and then Morales off Rom. And what I'd be saying to Liverpool, or if this becomes a bit of a midfield battle, let's get Rom and Morales into channels, and let's try and turn them. Get Kenny up and down. He's a young lad, he's going to be able to go up and down all day without a shadow. Bainesy, not so much, however, better in possession. But I just think if we go, just thinking back to that Spurs game, we just couldn't get anywhere because Gareth Barry kept losing the goal. The first goal was Gareth Barry. He didn't close Kane down. Now they're gonna, if it's Coutinho cutting in off that, like that's what he does.
Yeah.
So you're gonna give him shots. That's what he's trying. And I just think we have to try and make this a different game than what we've played. So we have to go into this and make Liverpool have to think a little bit more, because for too many times it's too easy for them at Anfield. Even that one we were talking about there, the Jagielka one, that was too easy for them. They didn't have many. Howard made an absolute worldie from Balotelli. He pushed it onto the bar. Gerrard scored that free kick. They had shots from the edge of the box. They didn't really do anything, but we never had a chance.
Yeah.
We nearly had a chance, and Jags pulls that goal out of nowhere, and then we nearly win it. The 2 4-0s, ironically, the 4-0 the first time, we had a few chances, but they just destroyed us with the goals.
Possession as well.
Exactly. Whereas the 4-0 last year, where our heads nearly fell off, was ironically, we got to like the 41st minute or something at 0-0, and then they scored 2. So Liverpool are all about the pace. They're all about the running in behind, and I just think if we've got Gareth Barry, and he's been marvellous for us, but there's a time and a place, and I think if they've got Firmino and Mane coming in playing around them, then we're gonna have.
Well, isn't the flip side of that though that a lot of teams have gone to Anfield or have played Liverpool away from home, and the way they've countered that is by sitting deep, not letting them have the space behind, and then counter attacking. Now, would Barry sitting on the back in front of the back four help that?
I think if he sits,
remember that idea of like saying a back four, Jags and Williams with Barry in front. Oh my God! But you know what I mean. There's no legs in there. But what they're doing is, but it might even be Barry. But I'm saying, okay, well, it might even be Barry. But I'm saying is, what if we went with the idea that Koeman said, right, today, he'll have looked at how people have frustrated Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool have done well against teams that have had to go against them. So this is what I'm thinking, is that will Koeman be clever and go, you know what, then we're going to sit in and we're going to try and hit you then with Morales, with Lukaku's pace. You know, I mean, that's where Seamus Coleman again is missing. And
the outball, isn't he? A lot of times.
And so you think maybe we'll sit in and go, well, you know what? Have you got any real strikers? Can you get behind us?
Coleman hasn't played at Anfield for years. Last year, Brian, he was right back last year. I don't think he played last year. Year before, we had Hibbert played from nowhere, and then Ty Browning. The year before that was John Stones. So he hasn't played for a while anyway, and that's the frustrating thing, is we've not got to see Seamus in that position. So it's not like he's done well against them before at Anfield. But I know what you're saying, and that might be right if we go and just basic. But we would have to. We'd have to buy into that. A point's all right then. But I'm not saying that we don't get up the pitch.
But I'm not saying we're going for a point. What I'm saying is that Koeman might say, listen, rather than helping them, because we've seen them beat Arsenal, we've seen them beat Tottenham recently, but then the other teams, you know, they struggled against Burnley. Burnley scored an early goal and then just tried to camp in. What I'm saying is, if we say, right, well, these are our tactics, we're going to camp, but we're going to try and hit them on the break, and we're going to try and stretch them with Ross, we're going to try and stretch them with the legs getting out, with Garner's legs getting out, you know, he might look at it like that. And I don't think that's saying we're going to take a point, that's just saying that's being clever, because if we start pushing up and up and up, we open the door for a clever ball over the top.
Maybe the way to play them is the old Dave Watson route and Richard Goff and that. No, we'll go and sit. They at that time they had Michael Owen. He was unbelievable. First goal he scored against us was like about his 20th derby, and it was a penalty. Yeah. You know, which never was because Heskey dived. But if we sat edge of the, you know, we used to go to Anfield and give them no space in behind. You know, and we tried to do it rush. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But you'd sit in on the edge of that box and go, right, come and beat us then. Yeah. Just not sure we can withstand the pressure. We might be able to, and can we get out quick enough? That's the issue. Because if Rom was and I know he's getting better and better at it. If he was like Sharp used to be, or Duncan was at a time, where it'd be in and he'd kill it and keep it, and then we'd break from it. Rom's a runner, so therefore you might want to pull him up to get him running 1v1 against Clavan if he's playing, or against Mata. But I know what you're saying. We probably do need to go and put 6, 7, 8 behind the ball
for the first 20 minutes. We do,
and just try and get the atmosphere down a bit, make it crap.
The atmosphere for the first 10 minutes will be big, right? Yeah. And then because it's an half 12 kick-off, don't care what anyone says, it'll just peter down. And if the game's not going anywhere, it'll go down. I mean, a big thing for me as well is the roles of Tom Davies and Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley, again, this is symptomatic of Seamus Coleman not playing. Seamus Coleman plays right back to right wing, and that's allowed Ross to come off the right in like a bit of a phantom position, really, and then just get involved and influence the play. And it's going to be interesting to see if Ross's role changes, because if Holgate plays right back, let's say, is he going to be bombing up and down? But I don't know if he's going to. But I don't know if he's got. If you're a young lad playing in a derby at Anfield, your first derby at Anfield, you are going to be looking over your shoulder.
I don't know whether that comes into him. I think he come on against Man U earlier in the season at Goodison, and you're like, they were 1-0 up at the time, and you're thinking, this is a test. Come in, won a couple of next minute, he was flying forward, having shots. I remember Tyus Browning coming on at Anfield, you know, didn't even play in the first team really. He came on and was bombing up and down. Okay, his deliveries weren't very good. I think Holgate will go on, but I think it's whether Koeman wants him to. But because don't forget, especially attacking the cop, that's on Koeman's side, and he might be saying, stay.
But that will affect Ross's position though, won't it? Because Ross has been, as I say, he's been getting that freedom by playing off the right. It is like a bit of a phantom position. People don't know whether to sack him. You know, Milner's playing left. If Milner's playing left back, which he probably will, he's not going to want to follow Ross around the pitch. He's not going to do that anyway.
That might mean that Ross is more important than what he would be in a normal game. Milner hasn't got the mobility to follow him around the pitch. What he will do is hold his position very, very well. And then what Holgate has to do is, if Milner gets in our final third, get out and stop the cross, because that's one thing James Milner has got. He's got a nice right foot and he can whip those crosses in. And you'd have to force him onto his left. Tom Davies is the one for me.
Yeah.
And I've done a starting 11 with Chris Page after the Rebben. I'm talking about, he was in my starting 11. Combined 11, for the simple reason that you don't know what you're going to get from him, so they won't know what he's going to do, because we don't. He plays differently every time he plays.
I think it's massively important that, I mean, we haven't seen it from him anyway, but massively important that he's not overhyped. I mean, he doesn't do that anyway. He's a calm lad, and he's pretty much got a.
He leaves one on your face,
but he does, and he's got to be careful with that. Though he's got to be careful with that,
because it's Anthony Taylor.
Because it's Anfield, and they'll be baying for blood, and you know they don't have many Scousers playing for them, so they're not used to that kind of thing. So, but we do, and we'll have him and Ross, and it'll just be interesting to see how his position with, and whether he's asked to not protect Gareth Barry in a way, but just be in and around them a little bit more. Will that take anything away? It'll be interesting, because we watch Tom, and you watch him start the game, and you think, where is he? And then he changes position during the game. He's very clever, but I don't know if everyone sort of spots it. I think maybe at times he's a bit like, well, what's he doing? He doesn't know where he is, and at times it can seem like that. It can seem like that because he is a little bit all action.
But I think he does know where he is, and the reason why I think he does know where he is the reason why he plays every single week. Because I think if he was doing things that Koeman didn't want him to do, he'd be out. He's an easy drop, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's an 18-year-old lad. You know, Koeman's not made him any promises. He's not bought him. He's a lad that's come through our academy, so he must be doing what the manager's happy with, and that is popping into different positions and dropping on different players and making them think, where's this kid going? Who's this, by the way? This kid here, who's he? And then the next minute he's gone. Yeah. Like we seen against for Calvert-Lewin's goal against Hull. He was deep, wasn't really in the game. Bang, one run, Ross has put him through him and 1-0.
You mentioned, you just mentioned Calvert-Lewin. He scored for the England under-20s, I think. I mean, obviously he started the last game. I mean, again,
and he come on against Liverpool at home, don't forget.
And you just think, well, Morales is back.
Morales will come in.
He scored for Belgium against Russia.
I think Morales
and he's got a big, I mean, I don't want to say he's got a big game temperament, but he's used to derbies. He's played quite well in a lot of derbies. He gets it as well. I think he knows he's left a couple on a couple of people as well, namely Suarez. I mean, I'd expect, but Calvert could be someone coming off the bench, influence the game a little bit, as could Valencia.
Again, he's another hungry player, isn't he? He's a good one to have off the bench. Valencia's a great one to have on the bench, because he will come on and just run around, won't he? and he'll put them under. If you need to press them from the front, Valencia will go and do it, if that's the job you want them to do. It's to me, it's just about staying in this game as long as we can. Not if we go out there and within 10 minutes, because Liverpool, don't forget, they're big. My big fear is they start like a house on fire, where the game's done and dusted by about 1 o'clock, because we've started cold. So what we have to do, I think, every bit of gamesmanship we can do, we need to do. Joel, move the ball, go back, just do what Mignolet done it at Goodison, to take the heat out the crowd, move the ball a bit, players go down, stay down, get a bit of treatment, just kill the game. If it's a throw-in, keep pinching, and just bring everything down to zero, so it's quiet, because Anfield is quiet, like Goodison can be quiet. Just bring it down, kill the game, and once the atmosphere's dropped, it's an even game then. And if Liverpool don't feel like they're getting anywhere, that's when we'll grow into the game. But if we go out and give them a cheap goal, or we give them encouragement, not blocking shots, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Listen, we've got to talk about Lukaku, because he is the big game player, isn't he? He is the one that, in this game, we don't know how it's going to go, but chances could be few and far between.
They normally are.
He's going to have to be on it, isn't he, Saturday, if we want to take anything. He's in the last few weeks, he's, listen, rightly or wrongly, whichever way you fall on it, he's said things. He said it with Belgium last week, saying he's got big ambitions. It's about winning things. It's about money. It's about winning things. Surely these are the games. Listen, I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you want to be a hero for Everton, if you want to I'm not saying have someone's blessing, but if he was to leave the club in the summer, if he leaves scoring a winning goal at Anfield, then he's gonna
look at him more fun.
People are gonna say he did that for us, or you know what I mean, and then on the flip side is it, people will go, well, you're looking for a move, but you didn't do it on the big stage, did you? You went to, how many goals have you scored at Anfield for Everton? What did you do in the semi-final? That kind of thing. So, I mean, not just this game, the next game against Man United is exactly the same. He's got to start. He's scoring the goals. He's got to become a big game player, and he's got to become a winner. He's got to be scoring the winning goals if he gets chances. But not only if he gets chances, he's got to start creating chances for himself, I think, in these big games.
Yeah, I mean, this will be his 4th game at Anfield, won't it, if he plays, and he hasn't scored a goal there yet. He's not really had chances.
No.
Just off the top. I mean, the first derby he played in, Gareth Barry put him out the game after 17 minutes, so that was that gone. So it's not as if he's missed chances, but you're right, if we can create for him, he's got to take it. And I just think back to the Middlesbrough game away, it might be that situation where he gets one chance and he's got to slot.
Yeah.
And if he does that, everyone's belief will go up, the chest will be pumped out, himself he'll feel 10 foot tall, the crowd, it's these kind of games that it won't define him, but when you start delivering in these kind of games, your stock goes up another level. If he were to go to Anfield and score a brace at the weekend and we win, and then go to Old Trafford and score against them big team, rightly or wrongly, then you kind of want him to have a shot and the keeper saves it and Tom Davies puts it in. But he's got to affect these games, because these are 2 big games, and Saturday is a massive game, and the world's watching. And
I know we say it all the time, but we've got to get that. We've got to get that monkey off our back, haven't we? 1999.
It's a
different century.
The problem for me with this is that in my lifetime, since that Anfield win, I've seen some of the worst Liverpool teams I have ever seen in my life, and we've still lost to them, and we've drawn with them, and you look and go,
and that's the biggest problem.
Before that 1999, every Anfield derby, I think we can beat these, and we lost a lot, we drew a lot, we won a couple, we haven't won many times there.
No,
but it's a game of football on a pitch. There's no rhyme or reason for why we're so bad in it.
But it's an important thing, isn't it? I mean, it's massive that we get rid of that. They haven't won there since 1999.
We go to Old Trafford on Tuesday, right? I've got no fears about Old Trafford. I think we can beat United at Old Trafford. I've got no issues with it at all. 3 years ago, I'd have been thinking, we won't even, it'll be 2 or 3-0. Because we went and won there, and then the year later we were very unlucky. De Gea pulls a worldie out, and okay, last year was a crap game, but I've got no fears there now. I feel as though we got that monkey off our back. Yes, they're a good side, but why can't we beat them? Liverpool, you just look at it and go, this could go all wrong. And we need to beat them. Get that out the way, so that it almost becomes level playing field again. You go there going, we beat them last year, why are we worried? Come on, we can do it. And everyone's attitude changes, the players, the fans, everyone. We get beat again on Saturday there, you just start going, it's going to be 19 years till we go there.
And it's a whole, it is getting rid of that thing, isn't it? I mean, we've got it with the...
When Sharp scored the worldie there, it was 14 years since we'd won there. And he scores a worldie to win us, and then what do? We go and win there the year later because the confidence was up.
And we won the year later in
the League Cup and things. So it's all about getting that first win, like you say. And you know, we can't. Everton Football Club shouldn't have a record like this anywhere, like Chelsea. You know, whatever, 20 odd years since we won at Chelsea, 20 odd years since we won at 21 since we won at Arsenal. You know, it was 21.
Well, that's indicative of the club in the last 20 years, isn't it?
But what I'm saying
no trophy and not being able to beat.
We want to get back to the top.
But it's not like. But this is the thing, and I say this all the time. When we go to play Man City away, no one ever has this.
No,
because we've beat them and we've beat them loads of times, even in the last few years when they've been good. And we don't have that. It is that mental image of you beating them, because a lot of our fans don't have that mental image of beating them at Anfield. That it just builds on top of you. It's the same with the trophy, because a lot of our younger fans don't have the mental image. It just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds.
You see the pressure.
Same with Chelsea. Same with Arsenal. You know, lot till we went to Man United. It just builds and builds and builds and builds. And as you said, it's a game of football. Go out there and just try and do what you normally do to win the game.
If they come out in like yellow kits at the weekend,
we always say this. Liverpool came out in a completely different kit. We beat them. Regardless of who they were. It's just that mental.
See that red on our legs go to jelly, don't they?
Yeah. It is, and that's the whole thing with the club. The whole club it's a mentality thing. And we've spoke about it before. We fall into the trap ourselves, because it's hard to get out of it until the team get us out of it. It's hard to go to Anfield and say, as a fan, and push out your chest and say, we're going to do this today, because you know that too many times you've done that, and you know you end up looking stupid.
How have they beat us so many times at Goodison? When we've had good sides, when we've had bad sides, fair enough, but they've come and beat us with poor sides still. Even on a Christmas, it was a nothing. The game's garbage. It was a draw all over it, and they have a little spawny shot that bobbles against the post and it's in. And we've not had that.
It's just belief, isn't it? It's belief that they can win. It's belief they can win.
But that must be
everywhere
a greater thing, an energy.
It is.
It must be.
It's everyone. They always believe they can beat us. But that's because
a lot of the time,
of all the years, because they beat us. It's itself.
Self-fulfilling prophecy,
isn't it? You know, that's half the problem. But you've got to change that, and you know, the sooner we do that on all fronts, the better. And the club is changing, but they're the real things that make people start.
These are the keys, aren't they?
These are the real things that make people start and believe. You know, you look at the fixture and you go, Anfield and then Old Trafford. And if we could go and get,
imagine if we got 4 points out of them two, then we'd be. You know, imagine if we beat Liverpool Saturday night with 3 points behind Liverpool, right? Going into that, United play Sunday, I think. So if we won, we'd go 5th, and we'd be 3 points behind Liverpool, who were 4th, right in the mix for that Champions League. Yeah, other teams have got games around, but we're still in there. Everton aren't going away. That's what it tells you. You know, when you go to Old Trafford, then a draw's all right, because you're above United anyway. So a draw's, or you're in the mix with them.
Yeah,
but it's going and doing it, and that's been the hardest thing.
It is going and doing it, and it'd be interesting what team we picked, what formation.
I just wish we had that full team.
I don't
mind them having their full team.
I do wish we had our full team, but we haven't. But then it's up to the lads who come in and the manager to get it right.
I'll be honest with you, I'll be happy with the draw, just to keep momentum going. But we need a win, and I don't care if they batter us for 94 minutes and we win the luckiest game ever. We have one shot. I don't care if we West Brom them. You know what I mean?
We need a talisman. Remember when Duncan was playing?
Kale.
And then Kanchelskis for a couple of years. Duncan, Kale, talisman who rose to the occasion against Liverpool.
Where's Tom Cleverley when you need him?
Kale's got the record, got the joint record, is it, or the record for scoring at Anfield?
just pop up.
You know,
every year,
Ferguson, like, you know, those years over the 90s, you know, when he scored at Anfield, and
they were terrified.
Then Mick Madar just...
Don't. Stuff, it's shit like that, pardon me.
I know it is.
Mick Madar, open goal for 2-0, 31 seconds later, Ince equalises.
Yeah. And
you go, how? Jamie Carragher and balls are on the edge of our box, the referee doesn't give it. Gives a free kick, McAllister wins it.
How? Oh my God, I watched that goal before.
Isn't it handball on the edge of the box?
What's Niako doing?
It's Alexander's run after him, goes, I'll trip him in a minute. I'll trip him in a minute. Why not welly him on the edge of the box?
Why does Niako walk away from a two-man wall?
Why is Paul Gerrard having a pie behind the goal on one post? Why isn't he just in the middle of his goal?
Stop it, you said
these are the reasons why.
Bad vibes.
And you know what the worst thing about that? It'd been 10 years since they'd won at Goodison.
Yeah.
10 years. Yeah. So, Simon Mingele, Simon, whatever your bleeding name is, throw one in your net, please.
Someone just needs to be a hero. Like Super Kev. Look how much we love Super Kev because he scored. Lee Carsley. Look how much we love him. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I said. Where's Cleverly when you need him? He might have come up with a worldie. Maybe Aaron Lennon will come on with a minute to go.
Imagine Tom Davies or Ross Martin.
Tom Davies.
Ross with
the left foot.
Imagine Ross got the winner. Could you imagine the scenes if Ross got the winner? Cop end, then run all the way down to our fans.
And lift the t-shirt with new 5.
Someone had he signed it!
The next day it'd be Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool battling out for Barkley.
There was something I was going to say there, but I can't say it now because we've got a sponsor, so I can't say it.
Network will give you the kick and
Right, let us know in the comments what you think. Are you optimistic? Are you buoyed by what we said? Probably not, are you? Let us know. And you know, if you're watching it around the world, tell us what time you're going to be.
Oh, we've got to say hello to someone from Australia because he asked us to. You carry on.
Yeah, wherever you are around the world, tell us where you're going to be watching and what time it's going to be, because I've seen some mad shouts already saying I'm getting up at 2:30 in the morning or whatever. It's 12:30 at night in Adelaide, or I don't know. Let us go on.
Liam Courtney from he's from Liverpool, but he's living in Melbourne. Hello, Liam is right, and a big hello to John, the Greek Aussie as well.
There you go.
Done.
There was loads. There's always shout outs on Facebook, but I ignored them. Now you just ruined it.
That was on Twitter.
Now you just ruined it because now everyone's going to be going, there's a shout out.
That's all right.
Okay,
it's all good.
Right, there you go. That's our derby preview. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. All those other things. Yeah.
The cap from 84, 85. Where's our hero? Arise, Sir Tom.
Scouser for the winner. Come on. See you later, Toffee TV.